Hey, what's up, guys? I just got done with dinner, and now I'm eating an ice cream cone. Uh-oh. Oh, I almost dropped some. Oh, I did drop some of it. Oh, well. Hopefully I don't drop any parts down there. You're gonna have to wait till I fill my face. Oh, man, that piece that fell had all the good crunch stuff on it. Dang it. That's what I get for being a show off. It really is, Mike. It really is. You know, I wasn't going to go live, but I felt like it would be no fun. I need the heckling from the crowd to keep it lively. Hey, Rick. Who's on here? Hey, Jim. Frank. Mark. That's it. That's all I see so far. Hey, Snuggy. Must be Florida, right, Rick? That's right, Mike. I don't really have anything. Well, there's a couple of things I need to do. I have to build two rear ends setups, one for Spec Racer, and I'm building a new super stock with these silly sponge tires. I just built this car. This is the original Fusion hood without those damn shims. I spoke to a couple of good builders and they said to ditch those shims and go with RPM brushes for the Fusion and RPM springs in this bulkhead. So that's what I did. Though the brushes were already used in a Ghost Cat, so I don't know if they're really fitting very well. I haven't even tried this car yet. So. And then what I was thinking of doing, if we had time, I took this out of one of my Fusions. This is an end bell arm. Since I've been playing around with these hood arm, I have extra arm end bell arms now. I'm going to replace the stock arm in this Viper with that hot stock armature. Did you race there, Frank? Hey, John. All right. Ice cream cone is done. So this is a 22. So this is, I got this mixed up. These tires are going to go here. Hey, Philly. All right, so I'm going to set this off to the side for right now. gonna build. We'll build some. We'll build the rear axle for this car. Oh, okay, Frank. Believe me, I know the feeling. A few of the guys in my group have won at nationals, and it's enlightening to see how good they drive. But I can always aspire to greatness. I'm using a 22 tooth RPM orange. It's a little bit tougher gear. I don't know. The teeth just hold up better. Hello. On these gears for my abusive driving. If I use the softer ones, they always seem to chip or break some of the teeth. I don't really have a gear press per se, but I kind of make this work. This is one of the ends I use for the Silly Sponge tires. Kind of works pretty good for these gears. Especially once you get it going. Just gotta, I bring this all the way kind of to the edge there where you see that kind of gold piece where there's no grip. So I bring the gear right to the edge of that on these fusion axles. Just like that. It's good to have the competition. Makes you get better. All right, so now we got to space this. I still got to push this in a little bit more because you can see the where these axles are. Where the axle goes into the chassis is supposed to kind of sit right in this blank area. This is a little sticking out a little too far that way. I push the axle in a little bit more from right to left. So I'll put this back. Give it another little turn. Still go just a tiny bit more. All right, hopefully that wasn't too much. That's pretty good. Now we got to space it. I'm going to start with a 20 thousandths spacer. It might be a little too much, but I like to use these brass or copper, I don't know, what are these, brass or copper colored spacers on the axles. Yeah, that's a little too tight. That's a little too tight. Not enough play back and forth. Kind of what I expected. And 15 is going to be probably just a tad too loose. So I'll have to do like a 15 and a 3. Usually on these Fusions, what I end up doing, like 18 thousandths. I'll start with just 15, see how it looks. Actually, it's not that bad. 15 thousandths actually works pretty good. This axle can still go in a tiny bit more on that one side, I think. It's like a hair. All right. I think I am gonna try and push this in just a little touch more. Try not to lose my spacer. All right, that's good. I'm happy with that. Don't put the pressure on me, Mike. Viper Mike. I don't know how this is gonna run because the brushes are suspect that I used on here, but I did order just a little while ago. I ordered a bunch of new brushes from RPM. Hey Mark. Go UConn. What the hell's that, Snuggie? I don't care about basketball. We're not here to talk about basketball. Actually, I'll show you guys what I ordered. Hold on a minute. So I ordered these Hypervolt 20 degree silver brushes at someone's suggestion, and these description on these brushes. I'm to get this hood system mastered. 20 degree stock replacement brushes for Wizard Fusion hood system, beautiful brushes, blah 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 blah. So they sound good. Actually, those are the same ones they use in the Ghost Cat. And then I ordered these springs as well. They come in 009 and 10. They're just straight springs that you can pretty much put your own bends in, and they got plenty of length to them. So I bought some in both 9 and 10, different tensions. So I'll have all kinds of brushes and springs to play around with. But what I have in this car are actually these brushes. They're actually made for the Ghost Cat car. I just have to trim the end a little bit. They worked pretty good, actually. I don't know about their 095 tension, I think. But they are kind of made and shaped for the Ghost Cat. Oh no, I didn't use use the CMPM springs. I use the regular Ghost Cat springs. Where are they? Yeah, these guys. There you have a nice bend. So we'll see. These brushes I put in, I think were a little bit worn down because they're pretty far down in the channel, a lot further than any other brushes I used. I think these are the original brushes that were in my buddy's car, my buddy Ralph's car. What happened here? That doesn't look right. Oh, I see. My buddy Ralph's car before I converted it to the one that had the armature burnout. Let's put these rear, and this I'll also take all the way up to the end of the grip stuff on the axle. So all you see is the shiny part. And we'll put the other. These are brand new tires. I'm probably going to end up using this rear axle in my primary super stock because I like these tires. Mark, I'm working on a Fusion right now, but I got a couple of different things I'm going to be doing. Building some different rear axles, probably going to work on a Viper. Do an armature swap on a Viper. Let's see how this looks in here. That looks pretty good, actually. Although it doesn't quite fit in the block because this side has to go in a little more. Perfect. Perfectamundo. Looks like pretty good spacing on both sides. They're pretty equally. Actually, I could pull this side out. This got pushed in a little bit further than I would like. It's actually the axle sticking out past the just a tiny touch back. Yeah, still fits good. Yeah, it looks good. All right, so I don't remember if I oiled this thing or not. I guess I'll give it a little bit of oil just in case. I don't think I oiled it. Doesn't look it. All right. Now, don't be mean if it don't run good. I really have no idea. I don't really think it's gonna run good, but we'll see. Oh, that's slow. That should be up around 1. Hello. I think these brushes are shot. Well, not horrible. It's not 480. Yeah, I think when I get those new brushes, this is gonna be good. I really do. I just oiled it. Viper Mike, aren't you paying attention? I said, I don't know if I oiled it. I better oil it. And I did. See, I want my cars to all run like this one. This thing hits up in the 470s, almost 480 range. This hood system. All right, Mike, that's a good excuse. Epcot will do that to you. So if I can get my hood cars to run like this one I bought already made, I'll be happy. I'm using this kind of as a baseline. These are 420 rear tires. At least I think they were 420s. But I think I'm going to use this rear end setup that I just built with these nice new tires. I think I'm going to put them in my prime. This is my primary super stock car. This is the one that hits 480. I think, yeah, these are like between 418 and 420. Hopefully these are around the same size, because I don't want to go any lower than, any higher than 420. Yeah, a little bit. These are 420s as well. Maybe a tiny bit bigger. Let me see how this runs with this rear axle. Yeah, sometimes just the rear axle makes a huge difference in how the car runs. Well, it's still plenty fast, so I like that. So I got a nice new rear axle for my primary car. For my next race coming up in a couple of weeks. And I'll put this axle that was in there in this car I just built. Hey, that's not horrible. Almost 450. That's actually not a bad running car. Although actually this is a spec racer. I can't use this rear end. Oh, that's why that's going faster. This is a 22 tooth gear. I had a 23 tooth gear in here. Oh no, that was a 22 as well. Well, the next rear axle we're going to build is going to be a 23 tooth. So, what's happening with my dyno here? Anyway, so I have an extra. No, I know I need that other. What did I do with that rear end? Oh, here it is. I know I need this for another car, I think. Or it might have been a spare. I can't remember. All right, so the next thing I want to build. So yeah, that runs pretty good. I think with some newer brushes, this thing is gonna run pretty sweet. Maybe it'll get up and around that 470, 480 mark. I know how that goes, Frank. I race at different tracks all the time. We're kind of a traveling club, so we travel to different. I mean, I've raced at all the tracks before a couple of times, but not on a regular basis. Yeah, we race an IROC race first, then we do a box stock class, which is usually most guys are using Super Sevens. Then we do spec racer, and then we usually finish up with either super stock. We just started running a modified 2.4 ohm class cars. Usually when we do the modified, we don't do spec racer, we do super stock, and then we do modified. That's what apparently they're going to be doing this month. I saw the post for the race, and they are doing the modified class. I got to work on my Viper modified. I mean, I have one that runs pretty good, but yeah, the 50th anniversary of the Nationals this year is going to be a pretty big event. It's in June. I'm thinking of maybe going. I got to see how things work with my job and getting time off. But all right, I do want to build. Where's that other axle? Oh, here it is. I do need to build a 23 tooth setup. So I'm going to use this Viper because I'm out of anything better. And the Viper gears are actually not bad. They give me a pretty good gear mesh, and they're pretty durable. So, and I have a bunch of them. So I'm going to build this rear end with this Viper 23 tooth gear for spec racer, because this car that I just built is actually a spec racer class car. It's not super stock class, ceramic class. See how this looks. Actually looks pretty good. Have a good night, Snuggie. What I do with the oh, here they are. I think I'm gonna start with 15,000s again and see how that works out for me. It's kind of loose. So this gear needs a different spacing. Yeah, we don't really race any T-Jets. I mean, sometimes in the IROC class, we'll race like TFX or Dash type chassis, but all right, on this particular one, I'm going to try a 20,000. See how that crap. Didn't mean to make that many of them come out. Jeez, kind of tight. All right, well, 20,000 is pretty good. Yeah, if you're gonna race at the club level for a spec racer and super stock, I would just use a Fusion. I wouldn't use a Viper for those classes. You can, but the Fusions just are proven to win more races. For CMPM and modified, a lot of guys. I run Viper. A lot of guys. Oh, it's all Vipers or BSRT. So. All right, I'm gonna use a little bit of Loctite on these hubs here. These are 248 hubs, so they're a tiny bit smaller than the 250 Viper hub, standard hub. So with this tire and the 248, this is this is a Onslaught tire, I think, actually. But even RPM tires, with 248, they come in at like a 418, 420, a kind of a low 420, depending on the tire. Yeah, the hood car is definitely. Well, you shouldn't be intimidated by it. If they built you a good car, then you got a good running. The hood car is what all the top guys use. It's no different car really than a N-Bell Fusion as far as driving it. Yeah, I mean most of my cars are Wizard N-Bell cars, and they're very lot of my group don't use the hood car. They use Wizard N-Bell, but we have some guys that use hood. But even our top drivers that have raced and won at nationals, they use N-Bell cars. I mean, I have N-Bell cars that run in the 4.5 range on my dyno. It's about the extreme for the N-Bell car, maybe close to 4.6, but with the hood system, you can definitely hit the 4.7, 4.8, even into the fives. So yeah, the hood system, when done right, does produce a faster car. What I like about the hood system is that it's open, so you can kind of see what's going on with the brushes, and you can clean, and you can put a little rubbing alcohol on a Q-tip, and you can clean your comm without having to take the the whole car apart like an N-Bell car. So, well, that's how I am, Frank. I mean, my N-Bell cars are plenty super fast to me. I have a hard time keeping them on the track. So, making a faster car is not going to really help me any, other than just bragging rights that I built a good car. But if I don't keep it on the track, then it's not going to do me any good. No matter how fast it is. Slower might be better for me. All right, let's press this guy on here. With this axle I'm building, let me finish it and we'll look. Let me put this other hub on real quick. Whoa, I guess I pressed that on a little too far. Why? I know guys that buy cars right off the wall, Fusions at Nationals, some of my top racers, and they don't have any, they don't feel funny about it at all. Some guys are not good builders. They're good racers, but they're not really the best builders. Well, how did I mess this? This thing is all jacked up. I don't like how this looks. That's odd that that's like that. It's got to be this damn Viper gear that I decided to use. Fusion is rebelling against having a... I don't know why there's so much of the axle sticking out past the... I'm going to have to probably rework this. Hopefully not. And it's like way far out there, but yet the pads are right in the center on each side. So it's something with how the gear is sized or spaced. That's weird. That is very weird. How far out was that? That's pretty far out on that side. Yeah, this is jacked up. This doesn't even fit in the, I'm gonna have to redo this. But the, I don't know if you can see how much play is in this axle. There really isn't very much up and down play at all on these Fusions. This is kind of Yeah, I don't usually. This is about as tight as I don't like my rear axles to be very tight tolerance, but there's probably, yeah, like not even 3 thousandths play on this particular. Pretty smooth gear mesh, but I don't know why the alignment's all messed up. How does the Fusions compare to my Vipers? The thing with the Fusions, they have a pretty low center. The car sits low. Well, actually, you can put much lower tires on the car. Like you wouldn't run a 420 tire, 420 and a 320 on a Viper. That would be way too low on any track. Vipers, the lowest I go on my Vipers are more like 424, 428 with like a 340 front tire. Anyway, I'm annoyed now that this is not good. I need to move this axle that way, even though it's spot on the pads. That's what's got me surprised, is that it's acting this way. But gotta fix it. Have a good night, Rick. So I need to push the axle out that way some. Okay. What stinks is I gotta take these hubs off. Try and do this quick before the Loctite really dries. So this has to go out that way. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to build this real quick. fits in the I need to pull this side out just a tiny bit now. Alright, that looks good. And there. Should be around, yes, this is about 418, 420. Yeah, that car runs pretty good. 440 almost. All right, Jim. Have a good weekend. I'll probably be on Sunday. I got some guys coming over to race Sunday, so I'm not going to be on that much longer tonight either. I don't know that I'm going to do this Viper build tonight. I might save that for the weekend. But yeah, this car, for something I slapped together with old brushes, runs pretty smooth and pretty consistent. I think there's hope for me yet with this hood system. Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of the shim setup that this new N-Bell has. Yeah, I know, Mike, and yeah, I'm a pro wannabe, so I might as well have a car that they might respect. At least when they tech my car, they won't see it. They won't go, oh, he's an N-Bell guy. You can't do the hood system. My group's not like that, because most of them use the N-Bell. I can't put ball bearings in there. That's not legal for spec racer. It's not legal for a lot of classes, actually. Oh, hey Pat, you're a little late to the show tonight. I'm almost getting ready to kind of clean up, and I didn't want to stay on too long tonight. But I built this hood system car with the old Fusion hood without those shims. I used some older brushes and some RPM springs, and I got some new brushes on order. But I actually got a halfway decent running car out of this one. This thing gets up into almost the 440s. I think with some new brushes, this car will run even stronger. I think I'm gonna ditch the 2022 hood system with the shims and just stick with the older hood system without the shims. So that's my plan, which is unfortunate because I bought 3 bulkheads with the 2022 electricals, and I bought like $30 worth of those damn 2022 silver brushes. I have one car with the 2022 that's running okay, but I don't know. It is what it is. Just more parts to have in the parts collection, I guess. Someone might have a need for them. It's I'm sure I would get caught. I would not want to be the guy that got caught cheating. I'm not a cheater. It would weigh on my conscience. If I won, I would feel like I didn't win fairly. Eat another ice cream cone. One thing I'm not convinced is these opaque chassis. The cars just sit higher than they do in the blue chassis. I have to use like there's a lot of space there for a car with 418 rear tires. Even on my 414 tech block, there's space. Yeah, that's right, Mike. Tell Viper Mike not to tempt me to cheat. Well, I'm a little wide around the middle, but that doesn't count. Most of the guys I race with are pretty wide around the middle. I don't know. You mean wide as far as your rear tires? Well, that happens. They give you a chance to adjust it as long as you fit through the tech block before the race. 210. What are you talking about? 210. I know, Mike. I'm only joking with you. So I might transplant this into a blue chassis just because they handle better to me. Though the word on the street is these opaque chassis, the magnets run truer, but you just got to bring the car lower, which is a pain because 248 are the lowest size hubs I can get, and I can't really go much lower than 418 in the rear on slip-on tire class, silicone tire. Super stock I can, but somebody challenged. Like if I look at this other car, this has the same rear tires and hubs that I just built, but it's in the blue chassis. I mean, look at how much closer that magnet is to the rail. And this is on my 112 block compared to this car. Look at how much space there is there. I don't know if you guys could see that, but it's easier when the magnet's colored gray. But trust me, there's a lot more space. on 414, this thing's pretty much rubbing the rails. So, I don't know. Most of my guys in my club use the blue chassis. A few guys use this opaque chassis, but yeah, it is. It really is quite a difference. Yeah, I go low enough where it just kind of leaves a little bit of a mark. You don't want to go too low. These Fusions, if you go too low, they can kind of pop out if they hit spots. You want them to kind of be smooth and not drag too much. I was making my cars a little too low, and one of my top racers said, "Yeah, your car's too low. Raise it up a little bit." And I did, and they run better. They handle better. So probably tomorrow I'm going to work on this Viper, because I'm going to take a break soon and go chat with my wife, because she only just got home from work about an hour ago, and I haven't even said, other than hi, I haven't said 2 words to her. Well, again, you can't, you're not allowed to sand down anything in any of the classes we race, so that would be illegal. But yeah, I think I'm going to swap out this armature. This is a Viper hot stock arm. I'm going to put it in a Viper. Now I have another, this is a hood, brand new hood and armature that I can play around with. You're a rule breaker. I think you are. It sounds like it. I don't know. Gotta watch out for you. Throw a BSRT one in where? In I ordered some new bodies from J-Jap, so I have 3 new Lexan bodies coming. That'll be fun. I always like getting some new bodies to play around with. Yeah, I'm going to transplant this whole powertrain into a blue chassis. I'll probably do that tomorrow as well. I'm probably going to change out this pinion gear though, but we'll see. These are actually both Viper gears. This is not a bad gear mesh, actually. Pretty smooth. In the car I'm working on, this car, the Viper. throw a BSRT what? Armature? I don't have any BSRT armatures. From what I understand, they're not really that easy to get. I got to work with what I got, which is this Viper arm. Hot stock arm. I could use this Wizard Fusion. This is an N-Bell Fusion arm. These arms run pretty good. But anything will be better than this stock arm. You gonna send me one? What ohm? You name it. Well, I usually stick with the 6 ohm class, so like a 5.8 ohm hot stock arm. Thanks, Mike. You too. Chat with you soon. So, yeah, shoot me an email, Mike. If you want, I can send you my address if you really want to send me something. All right, let me clean up and I'm gonna go relax a little bit. I noticed you put your track pin your car's full back instead of middle stop like some. So on the Vipers, it's recommended to put the pin all the way to the rear. You get the best handling as far as the research that's been done. On the Fusions, I put it at the middle. And if you notice, the middle on the Fusion puts the pin kind of just behind the front axle. And the rear on the Viper kind of puts it right. It's really as far as you can go. But if you go forward, then the pin's going to be in front of the axle. I think you want to try and get the pin to be either level with the axle or behind it. I noticed Viper, did you see that new pin Viper made that actually recesses it back further? I haven't gotten any of those pins yet. So yeah, so Viper, push your pin all the way back. Fusions, the consensus has been 1 from the end on the Fusions. So all my Fusions I run, one stop from the end. That's not any experimenting I've done. It's just what I've been told and what I've read as far as, what the so-called experts recommend. I gotta tell you, I'm pretty happy that this car is running at 440. Yeah, I think this car with some new brushes I'm gonna see how hot it gets. Oh, hey, Donnie. Oh, that's cool. That's good to know. Yeah, I think next time I order some part, I just ordered some parts too from Viper. I always forget about that pin. I keep saying I want to get a few of them. 2.7 second lap time. Nice. Yeah, 2.7's pretty good lap time on my. Well, depends on the car. My track is a 4x14. It's a 56-foot lap length. My my fastest fusions will do in the like 2.4 range. Might even be able to get down into the threes, but 2.4, 2.5. My fastest Vipers are in the 2.5, 2.6 range. Um, yeah, then it goes up from there. Like Mega G Plus cars are in the threes. Um, Super Sevens are in the high twos, low threes. But yeah, anything under 2.5 is pretty good lap time on my track. I believe the offset pin is hopper legal. So, all right. Oop, I just kicked the camera. Let me start cleaning up some of my tools here. Yeah, so once I get all those new springs and brushes from RPM, I'll do another video. I'm going to rebuild this car with some better brushes. And I want to get a couple of the bulkhead, the older style bulkhead. I only had this one. I wonder if I can convert the other bulkhead to the old style. I don't know. All right, guys. I think I'm going to sign off for now. If you guys are around this weekend, I'll be on Sunday morning, in the usual time, probably around 10:30. Do some racing. Oh, that's cool, Donnie. Cassia. What kind of track is that? Is that the like the layout name? Is it like a Viper, a routed track? I will say I feel better today. I'm finally getting over this dang cold. I think I'm gonna transplant this hood system into this car. I'll probably do that this weekend as well. Oh, okay. I'll have to look up that layout. Did Viper make it, or did you get it from Musgrave? All right, guys. Have a good night, and I'll be chatting with everybody soon.